Well, hi there everyone and welcome to the channel. I thought today I would show you how to make some sweetened condensed milk. Have you ever gone to make a recipe and then realized I don't have a can of that sweetened condensed milk? Well, that happened to me and I wanted to show you, hey, you can make sweetened condensed milk out of your pantry ingredients. This is what the jar would look like if you wanted to make it in advance and keep it on your pantry shelf. But I didn't do that. I just made that to show y'all. But what I did was I just got out the camera and filmed this because I needed a can of sweetened condensed milk in order to make horchata. Into the carafe of a blender, you're going to add some hot water and then instant milk and powdered sugar, vanilla powder, and butter powder. And then you're going to blend this up really well, like for maybe a minute. Make sure it's completely blended, and then you will have sweetened condensed milk at that point. Now, this is a very similar recipe to my coffee creamer. The proportions are a little bit different and the thickness is different, the amount of liquid and whatnot. But that right there is sweetened condensed milk. Now, you can either use it immediately or you can refrigerate it and it will continue to thicken up in the fridge. But let me show you what I really wanted to show you, which is how to make horchata. Now, if you've never had horchata, it's a rice-based, kind of starchy, slightly sweet, but really light, refreshing beverage. And I just like it so much. There are restaurants all around me that serve horchata. So you would get out a pint-sized jar, and in it, you will put the Thrive Life instant rice, all of this cream and milk and vanilla and cinnamon. And the cool thing about this recipe is it only takes about half an hour to make it, whereas traditional horchata will take you overnight because you have to soak the rice overnight in order for it to soften, and it just takes a long time to make. The instant rice from Thrive really comes in handy here because it will give you the same delicious horchata, but in like a fraction of the time. So when you're ready to make it, you'll just need to put some water in the carafe of a blender. Now, I wasn't thinking, I got out my blender cup. Do not use a blender cup. It will not work in a small blender cup. You need to use an actual regular blender carafe here, just because that rice will absorb that hot water and it plumps up, and then you don't have any liquid in order to blend it in. Use a regular size blender and then just add the ingredients, let it soak for 30 minutes, and then blend it. When you blend, you're gonna blend the tar out of it like my mama used to say. You need to really blend it until completely smooth, like an entire minute in the blender. And then you'll pour it through a strainer because you want to make sure you're not getting any chunks of rice or bits. Add it to 8 cups of water that are in a pitcher, 8 cups of cold water. You just kind of need to push that through the strainer with a spatula. You might have to do this in several batches, but eventually it'll all go through and you'll just have some rice solids left in that strainer, and you can discard whatever is left in that strainer. Yeah, because you're not going to use that. You don't put that in your drink. You can just discard that. Okay, and then now it's time for the sweetened condensed milk, because the sweetened condensed milk is what is going to sweeten our horchata. So this turns out really great. It gets nice and thick in the fridge. And the idea here is you could use this recipe for sweetened condensed milk in place of anything you would normally put a can of sweetened condensed milk in, whether that's fudge or icebox pie or banana pudding or whatever you use, those magic bars that call for a can of sweetened condensed milk. This is great in its place. So you can go ahead and add the milk to your horchata and stir it really well. And that's it. That's horchata. It is typically served over ice. And even though it's got that rice starch in there, it's actually a very light and refreshing drink. a sprinkle of cinnamon on the top, and that's all there is to it. If you've never had horchata before, you are in for a real treat. It's something different. It's something unexpected, I guess, in flavor. It's really delicious. And since I had done a recipe earlier this week for chicken fajitas, I thought, oh, I'm going to show y'all how to make horchata with the Thrive Life instant rice because it goes really well with any kind of Mexican food. I will put the recipes down below in the description box, as well as my shopping link in case you want to pick up any of the Thrive Life ingredients I use in my recipes and you see in my videos. I'll also put my website where you can purchase a copy of my cookbook. My cookbook is now available in ebook form and in print. The ebook you can purchase on my website, thefreezedriedfoodie.com. And if you would prefer it in print, you can purchase that on Amazon, and I will link that below. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless you. And until next time, y'all take care and keep thriving.